Well, today was an interesting day. I'm so glad that we had all these conversations about at the clinic over the weekend, because everything was so relevant to what happened today, or how today went, however you want to think about it. First, I don't have any bad feelings aimed at the horse. It's my nature to worry. So I might have a couple bad feelings about worry. But really glad I just came back from this clinic, because not only was there something that we worked on that helped me, although I also think it kind of brought it up. But that's the nature of the stuff that we're doing. Some stuff that we worked on with Linda really was a good reminder for me today. So today I just felt like she wasn't giving me a lot. Nothing was really bad, or nothing was bad, but nothing was like as good as I felt like it could be. And she definitely was, when I was trying to direct her out, she definitely had some crabbiness about that, which is not new. That's old. And the poking at her nose, she doesn't love either. So I think she was just kind of honestly like in a little bit of a resentful place. And in retrospect, this will be important to the story later, but there was something that happened last night that I think also maybe I didn't get a chance to clear it up, so I think it maybe was kind of still there. I mean, it was raining and it happened too late in the day for me to do much more about it than I did. Anyway, I worked with her, and it was fine. Again, it just wasn't. I could feel her kind of hanging on to some resentment, but it wasn't as good as I would have liked. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't like anything went south. I think she took like one trip around the arena at one point because something happened. I can't even remember. Oh, another horse got involved. So anyway, I was like, okay, I'm going to take her for a little walk, which is kind of standard. And good thing I followed my intuition, because my intuition said, no, don't go out, go over here. I just kind of had this feeling, especially actually once I left the round pen, I was like, there. As soon as I left the round pen, it was like the energy changed, and she had a little bit different energy to her, edge to her, something, which I know what it was. I knew what it was a few minutes later. So I was walking her around, and I was actually walking her between the bathroom and wide stall. There were two horses in the arena, and as I told Karen, I was using them. Like, she was a little bit interested in those horses, and I was kind of using it as a little bit of a training activity of how much could she let go of her thought. Because here's the thing, and it changed today. And it was not like this before. She's getting to where she can let go of her thought in the round pen or even in her stall, but I have not been doing very much about that on, if I'm on a trail ride, as I'm going to call it for now. Yesterday, I did do an effective job with that. However, yesterday was very quiet. Today was not particularly busy, but there was more going on. And I think, honestly, again, I think she had a little bit of resentment in her based on what happened from yesterday, and I think she came out with that. So she did. I was walking her around in that area, and I could just, I don't know, I could feel kind of her energy shift. And she actually, I went to turn around, in a loop, was kind of walking in a loop, and I went to turn around more towards the arena, and I don't really know what she was so mad about, but she just, what she tried to do was she reared, is what she did. And then, okay, I have to say, she didn't come after me the first time. She reared, and then she stopped, and she was mad, she had her little ears pinned back, and she had her little snarly face on. Her face could change so quick. It's hilarious. You have to laugh at how quick her face can change. Happy, sad, happy, mad. Literally just in a moment. So she reared that one time. I was surprised, so I did not, and she did kind of, I'm not going to say she came at me a lot, but she kind of pushed towards me with the rear. I think part of why she reared was because she felt like I was in her way. She didn't like where she was standing, and she wanted to go somewhere else. So I did not handle that effectively. in that it surprised me. I didn't think she would do what she did. So I didn't handle that very well. And then she ended up rearing again. I mean, I probably made her probably just pushed the button a little bit that came out the second rear. The second rear was not friendly. In fact, it was pretty naughty, the second rear. And it definitely, like, she thought somebody else would have gotten squished. She pushed her energy pretty hard at me, which made me mad, and she knew it. And I handled the second one a little bit better, so she didn't. I can't remember if I did bop her a little bit, and I can't remember if she reared when I did that or not, but she didn't love it. I know that she didn't love it when I bopped her a little bit. I mean, I had to, so I got after her just a tiny little bit. And then I was like, this horse needs to go back to the round pen. So I was able to take her back to the round pen, where she definitely expressed her annoyance with me. I don't think she was that worried. I think she was kind of pissed, probably at having been nagged at, and a little bit just, she's a bossy, pushy horse that has been bossy and pushy for her whole life until like a week ago, you know? And she's like, wait, I'm in charge here. And I had an idea, and I'm over there now. And so she just tried to, really what she tried to do, and I've seen horses do this, you could think of it as aggressive, but it's so funny. She's so much like Slicker, actually. She did exactly what I've seen Slicker do when he wants to get a horse to move out of his way, which is he rears up a little bit and shoves his shoulder into their shoulder, except that she pushed towards me, but she didn't ever actually, it's not like she actually came over the top of me. She thought about it, though. I could see there was a moment in there where if I had been sending out a different signal or hadn't been as on top of it as I was, she would have come over the top of me. A different person would have gotten sent to the hospital today. It would have hurt. So I let her, she definitely did not love that I wouldn't let her do that. So she went blowing around. Well, blowing is an exaggeration. She took a couple laps around the round pen, and I practiced a couple of the things that we did on the other day over the clinic, and that actually, it worked. She came around so quick. Funny how that happens. Did a little bit more online in there, and then I was able to take her out front, and I was like, I was kind of dreading it, honestly, because I was like, she's gonna try it again. I don't know. But it had to be dealt with, you know. And she did try it again in a different spot, turning a different way. And it wasn't as big this last time. It was the last time. And I got after her much bigger. And the first time I got after her, she stopped rearing, but she still just had this look in her eyes. So I just bopped her. And I got her good enough that she didn't want to do that again. I didn't love hitting I hit her with the lead rope, at the end of the lead rope while she was rearing. It wasn't like it was like abuse on my part. I was just like, you do not do that. And then she kind of looked at me like, oh, maybe I better pay attention to this lady. This horse is feisty. So we went for a little walk, and then actually she was fine. But so by now I've had her out for way longer than I would have intended. So then I went and did the other two horses. Apparently I'm tired. Went and did the other two horses and came back to Zoe and worked with her after I cleaned her stall. And I'm so glad I did that, because she seemed okay while I was cleaning her stall, but the moment the halter came on, she definitely had some feelings, so we had to work through some of those. And actually, she didn't try to come over the top of me. She was a little, she was a little worried. Well, I don't know, maybe not. I'm saying that. She was a little bit worried, but she also had that little bit of a push in her. And I was like, fuck no pushing from you, kid. You're done with your days of pushing are over, which brought up the worry. So, and then that was the same worry that I saw happen at the clinic over the weekend on Sunday. So then that started some stuff that really we didn't get a chance to clean up on Sunday. That I knew on Sunday when that happened. I was like, I don't know what Monday and Tuesday are going to be like, because we're leaving this in here. Yeah, here it was. It was Wednesday. It came out on Wednesday. So, but I'm really glad that I worked with her. I'm like, I don't think she didn't rear any more times. She only reared 3 times. Twice before I got her the round pen and once after. I got her pretty good the 3rd time she reared. And I think that really made her feel like she maybe shouldn't do that again. And when I went to work with her later in the day in the pen, she kind of threw some of that same energy at me, even though her feet never left the ground. And I got her again. I was like, oh, weird, because I had time to reflect. Well, even when it happened, I was like, yep, didn't get big enough in a hurry. Like that's I knew that immediately, that I missed a spot somewhere. Probably way back in the round pen, probably honestly the night before when she was running around because of Angus. I missed my opening, and I left it in my horse, and so I knew I was gonna that's why I went back to that walk, was because I was like, this is something I gotta deal with, and I don't want brewing in this horse for any longer than it already has been. So I was like, I gotta take care of this. So when the energy, that little bit of toughness came out in her again, I didn't get huge, but I was pretty clear and pretty firm, and so it didn't come up again. In fact, she was pretty, she had a little bit of worry in her there, and that's just kind of one of those things where you're like, well, I had to bring up the worry if I was going to get rid of the rearing. So then we worked through that, and then I took her on a little walk, very short walk, and I'm sure glad that I left her, and she was good for that. I'm sure glad that I spent that extra 20 minutes working with her, though, because that little place at the end where I went to put her away, oh, that was a sweet spot. Oh, now there's people coming. That was a sweet spot for her. That was the most, like, her energy towards me was really good. She was pretty relaxed standing there. It meant something to her. So I'm sure we're going to still have some of the things tomorrow, but I at least feel like I left her. I mean, I felt like actually that spot that I left her in, when I finally put her away today, was probably one of the best spots her and I have had together. So it just took some bigness getting there. And I do think that, I did have her more awake today, and I think that brought some of this out. I was working on trying to get her more awake, so that's good. But, once, as Julie said, when she was kind of running around the other day, that's in there too. She's awake now. That's in there. Oh, it was when she was kind of running around on the end of the line. She's awake today. She was awake. That was the running around on the end of the line. The worry was in there too. And so, this is a horse that takes care. She's so self-assured. When she has concerns, she just figures she can plow right through it. That's her nature, is to just plow through things. And you don't want it to be you that she's plowing through. So, interesting day, and I'm really tired. I was gonna say I don't know why, but I realize it's because I didn't really sleep very well last night.